Alrighty, welcome to another day in paradise. It's been a while. I've been pretty busy, and I've got to the point where I've got some fuel in the tank, and I've been buttoning up a whole lot of little bits and pieces in the car since you seen me last. There is a hole there where a turbo is supposed to be bolted to, and the reason why there's a hole there is because I went past one day and happened to look into the front of the turbo and noticed it had a broken compressor blade, and I do not know how that happened. It may have been like that ever since I've had it. I just didn't notice it. So I've got a new billet wheel being put on that as we speak, and but in the meantime I have plenty to do anyway. So I've got the engine in. I've got, it's a bit dark in here, but I've got lots of things sorted out. I've got my catch can there, my cooling system's plumbed. It's got no coolant in it yet though. Down here I've got a oil cooler for my transmission, and over here, I don't know if you better see it. No, you can't really see it, but I have a thermostat block for the transmission cooler so that it doesn't overcool the oil, and it also has a remote filter built into it as well, so that it can clean the oil, because this transmission, as opposed to like the one over here, has a external filter on it. This model of transmission, similar, where the oil cooler is there, it's just blank. So that's the reason why I put one in line. Whether it works or not, who knows. But and I've got my exhaust in, 3.5 inch down, a couple of bungs there for O2s, or one for me and one for the tuner, I suppose. One big muffler, all 3.5 inch, straight out of the back of the turbo when the turbo gets on there. I've heat protected everything I can possibly heat protect around exhaust pipes and things. I've got heat shielding everywhere. I've got this heat shielding fiberglassy, plasticky, rubbery stuff around everything. I've made an engine loom, that's it there. 6-cylinder full sequential ignition and injection. I've mounted an alternator down there. Everything's wired. And believe it or not, I have actually fired it up, and it does run. It took me a week or so to organise all the settings and get everything right. I haven't fired it up for 2 days or so since I fired it up. I don't know if it's going to fire up because I've been mucking around with everything. Been mucking around with vacuum lines and bits and bobs. And of course it sounds ugly because the exhaust comes out that big hole there instead of going out that big hole. So I'll see if it'll fire up. It may not, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's absolutely stone cold. We'll see what happens. It may or may not fire up. Ooh, it's not going to. Oh yeah! Here we go. So yeah, no tune in it whatsoever. It smells a bit rich, a bit horrible, but she starts and she runs. So I've just got to wait for my turbo to get back from Steve, and I can carry on piecing it together. So we'll see what happens, but everything's sounding pretty good. And surprisingly, once you block that hole off, I jammed a rag in there a couple of days ago and fired it up, it's actually quite quiet. Let alone once there's a turbo being going to be put in there as well, it'll make it even quieter, which is really surprising because that muffler there is just a big straight through muffler. So anyway, we will see. But at the moment, everything's looking not too bad. I still got to set my base timing properly. I've just got it really rough and average. I've got to obviously get it tuned and all the bits and bobs, but and I haven't got a tacho that works, so I'm gonna have to dig into that a bit. Sounds like the computer is not able to quite output enough power for the tacho or something. I'm not sure. I have heard of that happening, but everything's wired down there. I mean, you can even see it, but it's all nice. So yeah, there we go. There's a good update for you. And I can tell you I'm pretty rapt about the whole thing because it's been a very big mission, and to hear the thing start is mind-blowing for me. It was a bit of a steep learning curve. It's been a few years since I've been involved with setting up computers and that, and things have advanced quite along since I've done it previously. There are so many settings and things to adjust, and to get this far I'm pretty happy, and hopefully it'll carry on, and we'll carry on getting a good result, and we'll see what happens. But there's still a bit to do, but at least it runs, so I'm wrapped. Alright, that's it. I'm out of here. I'll see you later. Bye bye.